a grand chamber lit by flickering candlelight. A towering gilded mirror dominates the space. The noblewoman, Lady Evelyn, stares at her reflection in horror. The image in the mirror is not her own. It is a cruel, warped version of herself, smirking with hollow eyes and twisted features. The candlelight flickers unnaturally, as if the room itself is holding its breath. Lady Evelyn stumbled back, her heart pounding. The mirror was lying. It had to be. And yet, her reflection grinned at her, twisted into something she could not recognize. It spoke, a voice like wind through cracked glass. "I am you, Evelyn." The sound of her own voice, yet warped and wrong, sent a chill down her spine. She clawed at her throat, stepping away as if she could escape the image in the glass. But the mirror rippled again, and suddenly it was no longer showing her present. The mirror darkens, shifting, revealing a scene from the past. The beggar's ominous warning. Flashback begins. A bustling medieval marketplace under golden afternoon light. Lady Evelyn, dressed in an extravagant crimson gown, rides through in a gleaming black carriage. People bow their heads as she passes. At the edge of the crowd, an old woman in ragged clothes reaches for a bruised apple at a merchant's stall. That morning, Lady Evelyn had been the most admired woman in the city. Her beauty was legend, her wealth unquestioned. She lived as though the world itself had been created for her pleasure. And then the old woman appeared. She was a beggar, wrapped in tattered shawls, her hands trembling from age and hunger. A single apple sat in her palm, half rotten, but all she could afford. "Look at the state of you," Lady Evelyn sneered, her voice like silk laced with daggers. "Have you no shame?" The old woman lifted her head. Her eyes, pale, nearly colourless, locked onto Evelyn's with unsettling clarity. "Faces are but masks," the beggar murmured. "What matters is what lies beneath." A ripple of unease passed through the onlookers, but Lady Evelyn merely laughed, waving a jewelled hand dismissively. "Then you should be grateful for your rags, hag. At least they hide your ugliness." The marketplace fell silent. The old woman simply smiled, a slow, knowing smile. "Beware, my lady," she said, "for the mirror sees all." Evelyn barely noticed the whispered words. She was already turning away. Already forgetting, but the mirror never forgets. The curse awakens. A storm rolls in over the noblewoman's estate. Wind howls against the windows of her grand chamber. The enormous mirror stands at the far end of the room, its surface dark and still, too still. That night, the mirror changed. It was subtle at first. The reflection lingered too long when Evelyn turned away. A flicker of movement that shouldn't have been there. A shadow where there was no light. Then the voice came. "Shall I show you?" Lady Evelyn whirled, her breath catching in her throat. The mirror was no longer reflecting the chamber. Instead, it showed memories. The mirror's judgment. Inside the mirror, visions swirl. Lady Evelyn's past actions playing out like ghostly reenactments. She watches herself laughing at a servant girl who dropped a tray, watches herself turning away from a starving child. She watches the nobleman smirk behind her back as she sneers at them. It was as if the mirror had captured every cruelty, every moment of disdain, every ounce of venom that had dripped from her lips. She had thought herself powerful, beautiful, respected. But here, in the mirror's unforgiving glass, she saw the truth. She had been feared, yes, but never loved, never even admired. "Enough!" Evelyn shrieked, pressing her hands to her ears. The mirror did not waver. The reflection of her own monstrous image only smiled wider. "Then change," it whispered. The morning of truth dawn breaks. The chamber is bathed in soft golden light. Evelyn stands before the mirror, but her reflection is hers again. Only now she looks tired, solemn, changed. Morning came, and with it, something new. Evelyn gazed into the mirror once more, and for the first time she saw herself clearly. No distortion, no tricks, just a woman, flawed but real. And so she turned away from the glass and stepped beyond the doors of her chamber. The final act of redemption, the bustling marketplace once again. But this time, Lady Evelyn walks among the people, not in silks, but in simpler garments. She sees a frail old woman struggling to lift a basket of bread. The marketplace was the same, yet different. The whispers followed her still, but not with fear, with curiosity. This was not the Lady Evelyn they had known. And when she saw the elderly woman struggling with her burden, she did not turn away. "Let me help you?" The words felt strange on her tongue. But when the woman looked up in surprise, a warmth spread in Evelyn's chest. In the distance, a small mirror at a merchant's stall caught the moment, as if watching, as if approving. The mirror's silent approval, final shot. In the noblewoman's empty chamber, the grand mirror stands undisturbed. For the first time, it is merely a mirror. The mirror never spoke again. It had no need to. It had shown Evelyn what she needed to see, and now she truly saw.